Hello, welcome back to my second video on the CleverSpa, the pump in particular. I'm just going to break this down today to show you what it's made up of really, and try to explain what the few of the problems may be. So I'll start from my last video, and that was around the airflow that goes into the tubs. If there's no air bubbles coming through, or the pump's not working, you'll hear the pump if it's running okay. It's most likely to be the valve stuck in here. So if you get an error code up for the pump itself, then it's most likely that there's a valve inside this and it's stuck. I'll try to explain as I go through this, but typically what would happen is there's a pump inside there, and I'll show you the pump itself. There's a two-way operation. The air generates from here, goes up and around here, and it's pumped out through here, and it also goes down to another pipe as well. Now the bottom pipe is the one that sends the air through to the bubbles in it. This one is the one where you have the black pipe that comes around and it connects on the outside to blow the old tub up, and that comes through here. Underneath here, what I can show you is all of these there is the pipe that comes out and the electric pipe that goes in. Now this is one, as I say, connects to another pipe which is connected to the outside of the pump, the outside of the tub. That's the one that actually blows the bubbles around the hot tub itself. These electrical connectors, they advise you not to use extensions with these, and the reason for that is because they do draw a lot of amps through these, and if you have it coiled up or certainly through an extension lead, they get hot and that could trip the pump out itself. So be advised that if you are using extended leads, anything like that, is that they're not overloaded and they're actually opened out as well, to stop that heating. If you don't know about electrics, as I said on my last video, do not attempt any electrical work whatsoever if you're not competent. Seek advice, get an electrician to have a look at any electrical parts. Don't attempt to do it yourself. Straightforward. When this is obviously on, it has a break inside that. Any problems, it will actually trigger itself off. It's quite simple, straightforward that. So let's have a look at this now. This has been stripped out the unit. As I said on my last video, there's a lot of videos on YouTube at the moment that actually show you how to strip these out of the tub itself. They're not that hard to do. The only thing I would say is make sure if it's inflated and there's something on, don't try to take it out where there's air in the tub itself. Is deflate it certainly halfway down, it will slip out a lot easier. A lot of people are pulling them out and they're catching the tub themselves, and then they're getting holes in them as well. So just have a look at that, because they are quite easy enough to take out. So let's have a look at this now. I've got it out. This is obviously what sits on top of the tub itself, and that's obviously your operating instructions. Quite forward, when this is all working and lit up, there's obviously separate switches, the heating and the inflatable pump and the filter. They're the three primaries on these. So obviously if you've got a heating problem, see whether that's lighting up or there's any error codes to it. Again, with these, the filter should be running pretty much when you're not using it as well, so you don't need the heat on, but you will have the pump. These are pretty common to most problems is, and that's because they get blocked. The system gets blocked up. So let me just run through to show you the back of these. These are simple to take off. You'll see another video on there. Is when they're on the wall, just bend them back. They do bend back, they'll be like a rubber, and as they bend back like this, and that's on top of the tub, there's 2 screws that will fit either side, and just it's a matter of unscrewing either side, and they'll lift off of the whole of the tub itself. When you get that off the tub, the screws around this, I've removed most of the screws just to save time today, just to show you, but there's not too much in these at all. Just unscrew them, half a dozen screws around there. Just take these apart, and what you will see under there is just a motherboard. This is the alarm, so if you hear any buzzing noise or anything like that comes from this here. You have to pull this out here. There's 4 pins in there, and pull that away from there, and you have to remove that, and that will drop down through a hole in the outside, inside your tub. You have to pull that through, so basically you end up with this. Underneath here, these pipes, you will have to disconnect the connection to the air bubbles, which is another pipe that goes through. If you can hear the pump working, this pipe here, it will sometimes be folded, and it's had to prevent the air come through. So make sure that that's not got a crease in it or anything to prevent the air going through into the inside of the tub for the air bubbles. You will see another pipe that comes here, and it's connected to the outside, and that is connected to your drain. Basically all it is a pump that's inside the tub itself, and it comes out, and but it all holds onto there. It's nothing to do really with this, but it just sits there neatly inside the wall. So just push that down, and that'll come out. So let's have a look at this now. So as I said to you before, this is your pumps. Actually, it sits here, and it draws up the air, pumps the air up through there and out and down this pipe here, and then there's another pipe. It's split 2 ways. I'll show you in a second. As the air is drawn down to the bottom to the bubbles, so this inflates it. This is the bubbles. So I've unscrewed this as to save time. I think I have. No, I haven't. One screw there. Let me just unscrew this. A second. Okay. So that's that side. This is inside now. This is the part that sits inside your tub itself. So this is the filter, and this is the outlet, and just behind here is inside a container, which I'll show you now, is actually the heating element itself. So basically the water gets drawn through, goes up through the heating element, and gets pushed out there via the pump. So let me just send this back around again, and I'll take this off. So when I take this off, this is what it looks like. Okay, so they're the pipes. This is your pump that pumps out. It comes through there, around there. This is the way it flows. There's a non-return valve in this, so it will not draw back air. So the air flows through there. It's drawn out. This is the outside where you put your pump to blow your tub up, and this other one here is where it draws down that pipe to the bubbles. Okay, right, and as I said in my last video, these are very common to stick in. One of the common things where the pump is not working is the air isn't flowing. The pump is working, but it's not getting past this part here. Now, 2 ways. Some people have said they put a vacuum cleaner on the end of this. This is the 2-way, and they've held that put the vacuum cleaner on that and it'll suck and this spring will release. Failing that, I drill it all through there. Just get yourself a piece of wire and push it. Hear that clicking? Okay, and that releases it, and then you can just basically put a bit of hardened glue on there and seal that up. This is pretty empty, there's nothing in there apart from this spring itself. The way you could test that is literally put your hand across here and blow into this here. I've made it all, so I'm going to so you can hear that pump running there, but try it the other way. Nothing at all, can't get it. So it does flow that way around. So that's simple. Okay, so we come back to this. So I'll take this apart. Now this is a disused one. I'm not even sure that it fully works or not, so I'm using it as an example just to strip down and show you. So all the wires, now when you open these, you'll see this taper stuff wrapped around the wires and stuff like that, but I've removed this so that I can take these parts off. This is the pump here. When we talked about how it generates the air gets flowed down there. This is what actually generates the air. So I have taken all the screws off. You'll see screws all around this, and I'll just show you what's inside this. Now if the pump isn't working, it needs a competent person to test to see whether there's electric going to these this pump. Again, you need a qualified person to do that, or somebody who's very competent with electrics. So I'll take this off. Okay, and all is that is a filter inside there. It's just a mesh filter. They could clog up, but I very much doubt that that'd be any kind of problem to you. I don't think that it would take a long time for one of them to clog up. That's just basically a filter cap. This here that's a rubber ring there. That's just to hold it into place. You take that off, and then you can take this motor out. Now inside here, you'll see some propellers there. You can get screwdriver or something like that and just turn that around so you can run them freely. Okay, hopefully you can see the propeller inside there. Now the other side to this, there is the silver box there. That one, there's one on the other side. They have what they call bushers inside them. Basically, when the motor turns, which is inside there, see this motor, don't know if you can see it turning there, is that the magnetic bushers are called. Now they can wear down and prevent that from turning, but I think unless you've got it on 24/7, most spas you're not running the pump more than a few hours or stuff like that. So be surprised if it's anything to do with that. But basically that's that, and that's how that works. Put that in later. Now this here, this is your what they call your brains of the tub. This is the motherboard where all the electrics go, and that's where when you press these buttons, basically we go through this, and it tells them where to go. I'll just quickly show you this. Now again, this is not really something that you ought to be messing around with. There's a operation there, a motherboard, all electric. So this is obviously all from the outside. I come through these wires here, and they go out to all the components that operate all these parts here. So that's that now. This was connected to this, and you can see it sitting in there. Now inside that, I've not seen any fuses or reset switches, so I can't see anything like that in there. So again, nothing easy to just press or reset. So that's that. I'll just reset it and I'll come back to you.